just like that military style boot camp.
What's up, Harley? Hold up,
Watch your fingers.
yeah, a second.
Hey, it's Sean with UFA Fire Training. We're out here with Class 5-4. It is week 15. So I'm not good with numbers, but I think we only have 1 week left.
One full week, and then we got a little bit of a graduation cleanup week. So yeah, we're right there at the end.
Yeah, so this week's video is going to be brought to you by stretching.
Stretching as in stretching hose. Stretching as in stretching your muscles, right?
Yeah.
Stretching as in stretching to the end because we are almost there.
Yeah.
What else can you stretch? The truth?
It hurts.
We don't stretch the truth.
Yeah, no.
No. But yeah, everything hurts. We've incorporated some stretching days into the workouts. You can see it in the recruits. We definitely feel it. So a stretching day has definitely helped just get our bodies to the end, and then hopefully they'll just push forward in their careers.
No, I feel great. You're just old.
Well, there's that.
Yeah. So anyways, week 15. So we're throwing a whole bunch of stuff together. So we're hitting some fireground evolutions. They're working on practicing some of the skills that they're going to be tested on next week. We also have a medical training division here for 2 full days. They're going to go over things like the HIPAA documentation for the calls that they're going to be going on here pretty shortly. We have Captain Greensides here, our safety officer. He's going over bloodborne pathogens. We also had Air Med flew in a helicopter onto our grounds here and just worked with some of these new EMTs and paramedics and just kind of showed them when we use them, how we operate with them on medical scenes, and that was pretty fun.
The safety end of it, really.
Yeah, really.
That was a big thing. A lot of these recruits hadn't been around a helicopter before, so to see the amount of turbulence in the air to which way you got to approach the helicopter.
Why should you duck under the blades when the helicopter's running?
Well, that's because of the classic duck, no duck scenario. His head's gone. Yeah.
Those are definitely our partners that we work with on a regular basis, so we want to be able to be effective for them.
Yeah, so it's a fun week. Just trying to throw just more evolutions at them, just give them more reps, as many as we can before the end, and the end is near.
Fingers crossed that they're fine-tuned and we've got those things figured out. And I'll be honest, I'm hoping that they go to the field and the people in the field see them as firefighters and they're ready to go. Just need some polishing from the crews in the field.
Yeah, I'm gonna go stretch.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're winding down Camp 5-4. We've got 2 weeks left. This week is chock full of medical training for the recruits. So they've got all-day medical training on Tuesday, all-day medical training on Thursday. So today we took the day to just run straight multi-company evolutions. It's really probably going to be their last full day of live fire multi-company evolutions. So we're just taking this time to let them run these scenarios, hone those skills, get some really good in-depth AARs, and then really hash out some of the mistakes that are made and highlight some of the good that was made, so they can really hone their skills these last couple weeks and then hit the field and be ready to run fires and get after it with the crew. So it's going to be a good day for them. Just burn. Try to keep them sharp during the medical week because it's easy for them to kind of lose some of these perishable skills is with all the classroom portions that's coming up at the end of camp. So we're just really trying to hone these skills and get them dialed in for the last couple weeks.
Exactly. I mean, you're just tracing your steps back. That way that hose is back at that door the way that it was, which I'm telling you guys, your deployment and setup at the front door was phenomenal.
Right? Ultimate objective is to get inside and kill it. Put the fire out. It's our job, right? But if you're gonna go offensive exterior, you're gonna make that transition, right? So these two did a great job. Great hose deployment to the front door, wherever you're going in. Okay, and then only pull enough to get to your objective to spray offensive exterior, right? And then as you're coming back, it's just like we taught you moving down a hallway or through a structure, right? If you're a nozzle firefighter, you go straight one direction. When you come back, you go straight back in that same direction, right? That eliminates any of those snafus, getting caught up on rocks, getting caught up on whatever the hell's in the front yard, broke down cars, right? Straight out, take as much as you need. Backup firefighter helps you come straight back. Trace your steps right back to where you were, so then your hose is set up exactly how it was, ready to deploy to the door. Make sense? Yes, sir. Okay, go ahead, LJ.
Yeah, 2, 1, we're down.
Hi, it's Molly out at UFA Fire Training. Today we've got our medical division here running these guys through some scenarios. Our first 2 scenarios were chest pain patients, and we're utilizing our tower again. So our 6-story structure out here, we had a couple patients on the 3rd and 5th floors. And in those instances, we have a piece of equipment called a stair chair that we use to get patients down. So anytime a patient isn't able to walk themselves out, we can put them on the stair chair that has these treads on the back that flip out, and we're able to slowly control the patient's descent down the chairs or down the stairs. So it's super uncomfortable for people at first because they feel like you're going to drop them. They want to reach out and grab things, but it's a super safe way for us to move somebody who would be very difficult to carry down the stairs safely. So we're just getting our recruits out here comfortable with different pieces of medical equipment that they will be seeing in a few weeks in the field. We've spent a ton of time on fire training because a lot of these guys came in with 0 fire training, 0 fire skills, and we're able to get them up to date on those. And now they're going to be hitting the field soon. We got to get them dialed in on some of the medical training because they're going to go on a lot more medical calls than fire calls.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Got them.
Go ahead and have a seat.
Oh, losing your pants,
Legs
buddy.
up. Oh, we got the brake on you. There's a brake.
Okay, set the wheels down a little bit so that we can clear this.
All right, coming up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, he's locked.
He's okay. Pull that hook down.
Okay, you're going to have to lift it up.
Pull here. Yeah. And lift it. Watch your fingers.
Yes.
And we can click it in right here,
Yeah.
right on the tube.
With the wheel, put it in that little crease right there. Click it in with that into the forward one.
I see. Thank you.
We have a little bit of time to kill. We've got EMS week again, so only 2 days, but we've got kind of a fun-filled week for you guys. Hopefully, will be very exciting. This morning at 9:30, so about 20 minutes, we're gonna have an AirMed helicopter come out.
Good afternoon. I'm Jay Torgerson, EMS Division Chief with Unified Fire Authority. And today we're lucky to have AirMed coming out and talking with our recruits about air medical transport. We have a great partnership with both AirMed and LifeFlight in the Valley of Salt Lake, as well as in the surrounding areas. And it's a great resource for us to be able to use more advanced medical personnel, paramedics and nurses in order to transport people that need to make it to either a trauma center or a center where they can get more definitive care here in the Salt Lake Valley. So one of the things that we have in the Valley is we have 2 flight services, AirMed and LifeFlight, and they're both excellent services. And we are lucky with UFA that a number of our personnel, our medics, work part-time with both of these services. They get more experience and they bring experience from what they've gained with working with UFA, a busy agency with a lot of transports, and they bring that to the flight services as well as bringing experience back to UFA that they gain working for an air medical service. Well, what we did today is a basic understanding of helicopter safety, some of the things that you would do when you call for an air medical transport. Rapid transport, we have some remote parts of our service area in the canyons, the mine at the top of Kennecott, Rio Tinto, where it takes a long time to transport somebody from those areas to a hospital. And if someone has had a traumatic injury, it's important for them to be transported as quickly as possible to a place where they can get definitive care. So one of the things we talked about is that transport, number one, can it be done safely? And talk to them about how to call for a helicopter, the types of things that they would be thinking about working through their chain of command to make that request, and then the types of things that they would need to be thinking about in order for that helicopter to respond safely. So working as a team with the Air Medical Service, giving them the information that they would need to be able to land safely, pick up a patient safely, and to make that transport safely. We really appreciate the relationships that we have with both of our air medical transport groups, Life Flight and AirMed, the University of Utah and Intermountain Medical. Great relationship, the training that we have with them, and the ability to be part of that team to transport patients to places where they can get that definitive care is huge.
And then what ends up happening is this becomes our life and how we live. And this is what it looks like. And so this is what fight looks like for us. We get home after our 48, we walk in the house, and the first thing we do is we go, why does my house smell like shit? And then we start looking, and then we go into the kitchen, and we're like, there's dirty dishes in the sink. Why are there dirty dishes in the sink? I've been gone for 2 days. Does anybody wash dishes while I'm gone? My name is Hilton. I am the Behavioral Health and Wellness Officer for Unified Fire Authority. I'm here today teaching the recruits about mental health and what to do and what not to do to maintain your mental health throughout your career. Currently, I serve as the department's counselor and work under the safety division and help out there as well. One of the things that we're learning, up until just about 4 years ago, there really wasn't a lot of research done on firefighters or any first responders. We happen to be really lucky in the state of Utah that the University of Utah does do research now, and some of that research that we're finding has been really helpful for us. One of the main causes of death in any first responder situation is suicide, and that's the main thing that we're looking to try to prevent. On top of that, to get our divorce rates down, be physically and mentally healthier and happier, to be financially secure, all of those things are important to a long and happy career. And that's our main goal with this. We're really lucky to have the chief that we have, as he's kind of innovated this program. It's one of the first in the nation to happen, and we're seeing a lot of success with it. Remember I told you that adrenaline system's constantly on? Doesn't necessarily give us a nightmare. In fact, that very rarely happens, but what it does do is it sends adrenaline in, and we wake up about 3:34 in the morning, and we can't go back to sleep. We're like, why am I awake? I don't understand why I'm awake. Why am I awake? And then we'll finally fall asleep about 5 o'clock, and then we got to get back up in 15 minutes because we got to go to work at one of our 8 jobs.
Your smoke conditions. Anything that you see on the first level that indicates that there's a fire down there? Sir. Okay. We're taking second floor, yeah? Sir. Hey, keep looking. Oh, what do we got? Fire and smoke. We're at fire second floor, corner. So we're going to call this side over here where the front door is Alpha. So this would be what side? Delta. And this would be what
This
side?
job is something that I've always wanted to do. I do have some family history. I am 4th generation firefighter. So my great-grandfather and his sons worked for Salt Lake City Fire Department, and my grandfather, my mom's dad, he actually worked for Salt Lake County Fire as well. He retired in 1999. So this was a place that I always wanted to work. You know, he was somebody that obviously meant a lot to me growing up. I can remember visiting the fire stations, and he worked in this area out here. So when I came out here, I followed Captain Dinkle out here. He was my captain at Midvale on Engine 126, and he had the opportunity to come out here as a training captain. he's someone that I believe in, someone that I have a lot of fun working with, and I've learned a lot from. So, and advice that I give to recruits, and also something that I follow. You want to surround yourself with those type of people that have the same mindset and drive and passion for what it is that we do. It really is a family. We do a lot of stuff together while we're here, and we do a lot of stuff together when we're not here. So it's a really good experience. If you are watching these videos and you're thinking about this career, don't look back. Just move forward, take the opportunity, and it is life-changing for sure. And it is what you make it. It is hard work. It does come with its trials. We respond to all different types of emergencies, good, the bad, the ugly. But it definitely, going home at the end of the day knowing that whatever the outcome was, you showed up to make a difference. That's all that matters. So, and it keeps it's a mental challenge, a physical challenge, and it definitely takes a lot of work to keep yourself sharp. So that's why I came out here to fire training, just to be a part of making these recruits' careers what they could be. Hopefully I can show them something, teach them something, or say something that they remember that, I know it sounds cheesy, but maybe saves their lives one day. This recruit camp that we're doing this year is the largest that this department has ever seen. So there's a lot of really good things happening out here to be proud of. The training staff that we bring out here seasonally to help with these recruit camps are top shelf individuals. I've had the opportunity to work with Molly and Chad Pate 2 years in a row now with this recruit camp. Jared Hardman, he's someone that I've worked with a lot in the past in the hazmat world, and someone that I look up to. He's also the senior firefighter for our department, and that's pretty cool. So Chance is out here. He's been super awesome to work with, just surrounded by smart people. Robbie, his group, Nick Lund, Jeff Walker, Thomas Miller, and Robbie Marriott, and these are all people that do it right. And it's pretty awesome to come to work every day knowing that we're surrounded with people that do it right, but then we're also sharing all of our knowledge and experience with all these new recruits to do the same thing. And it's been pretty neat. Super humbled to be able to work with these individuals. And I wouldn't be able to do any of that without the support that I get from my family. So my wife Megan at home, we've been married for 15 years this year. We have 2 kids. Jack, he's my oldest. He'll be 13 in a week. So, and then I have Lucy, and she's 8 years old. She'll turn 9 at the end of the year. And this has provided a lot of opportunity for me and my family. The time off. We like to travel. We like to camp. I have 2 awesome parents that have been nothing but supportive of me and what I wanted to do from an early age. And this has been a great job. I look forward to seeing what these, I can say it, firefighters from Class 5-4 are going to do in their careers. I hope they know that us as a cadre are proud of their efforts out here for the last 15, 16 weeks. And I know that we don't show it to them all the time, but we do care about them a lot, and they're going to do some really good things.
So what you got here is a fire. See, you got fuel, you got heat, and you got oxygen, and then you got all the chemical chain reactions.
So this is Dr. Graham Brent Zawadzki. You'll be tested on the spelling of his name later in the day. He is our medical control physician. He's brand new with UFA, not as new as you guys, but new just the same. So welcome, and you guys can, you can tell them if they can sit down or whatever they want to do. That's up to you.
Yeah. Well, I heard his barber is here though, and you can tell that his barber's been taking some weeks off.
Been out of work for a bit. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, sit down. I appreciate you standing up.
Camp 5-4, attention. Welcome, Dr. BZ on 3. 1, 2, 3. Welcome, Dr. BZ.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Please be seated. Hi, I'm Dr. Brant Zawadsky, or Dr. BZ, he's a lot easier. I'm the medical director for UFA, and what that means is that I help design and maintain medical protocols, give medical advice and consultation, do education, training, really anything that pertains to medical care and medical transport here with UFA. I trained here at the University of Utah in wilderness medicine and EMS services, and that's a subspecialty of emergency medicine. So I'm an ER doc at the U as well. I work in Rock Springs clinically also in the emergency department there. I trained back in the Bay Area in Oakland, California. I went to med school out in Boston, so I've kind of been all around the country, seen a lot of different systems. I was a medical director in Colorado as well, and have a lot of experience and passion and interest to bring to the field. And so if you have any questions, any concerns, any way I can help support you in your medical care here, that's my role, and that's what I'm here for. I love the system we have here. It's pretty unique in the country, in the world, to have such a diverse group of stations, group of providers. We have wildland, we have search and rescue, we've got SWAT, we've got Swiftwater. I mean, we've got pretty much everything you can possibly think of in terms of pre-hospital care, and that kind of coverage is amazing to get to work with. That, and we have a very robust medical system, and with years of pride and tradition behind it, and people here really care about giving the top quality care they can give, and that makes my job easy and fun. And so I love working with the providers here.
Engine 193 black, engine 192 black, engine 191 red, engine 194 red, Battalion Fire Training 3, respond to reports of vehicle.
Hey, Sean with UFA Fire Training. So today we have our recruits from 5-4 just going through different fire evolutions. This one you can see here, it's pretty common for us, whether it be a vehicle in the garage, an outbuilding, a vehicle exterior, but we are going to have a vehicle on fire in the front yard, simulating that it wrecked into the building or they were working on it or whatever. And then obviously you can see here that we're going to have the fire extend into the structure itself. So obviously as the crews get here, competing priorities, we obviously want them to take care of the main issue or what started the issue, but attention needs to be paid to this exposure because there will be extension in there, possible people trapped in there. And we're at this point where they've learned enough and they've been through enough reps that we're looking for speed. We're looking for being able to think, be smart on their feet and think fast, and be able to deal with competing priorities in a short amount of time.
You're out there as firefighters, we have an opportunity to earn a lot of discretionary income. Right? Don't use it like was discussed, that you just stack up 6 part-time jobs so you never have to see your family because you have relationship problems. But if you are committed as a couple to go after and crush this debt and get rid of consumer debt, this is a great way of doing that. You're going to do discretionary income. You're going to work the constant demands that are out there. That helps the department, the organization, and it's really some of the best part-time money that you'll ever be able to make to be able to crush your debt. My name is Wes Lathan. Excited to be here teaching the recruits today. One of the big things that we kind of fell our firefighters on is doing financial well-being. And so today we're going to really emphasize the importance of having a budget, right? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail, and help give them some tools that they can utilize in doing a budget so that they can prepare themselves. Second, we want to make sure they stay out of consumer debt. So we're going to give them a little bit of situational awareness, Make sure they're not going out buying the $80,000 truck because they just got a full-time job. So help them to understand how detrimental financially that is to them long term, versus being able to take some of that money and invest it into their future and let it grow and go to work for them. So, and then we'll teach them a little bit about the vehicles that they can invest in, and what the URS has available for them, and some other options, those types of things that are out there, so they're making good decisions, putting their money in a place where it can grow, and that they're focusing on growing that money, and then, you know, eventually get out of their house debt, which frees them up to decide. Right? We often talk about, it's not as far as retiring, a lot of people in their mind have a date that they want to retire. I want to retire when I'm 55 or 50. And it's really not about retiring on a specific date, it's having the right dollar amount. So we want to make sure they're calculating, what's my post-retirement health expenses, what's those retirement things that that I'll be accountable for. So nobody really made me aware of those things when I was a young firefighter. So that's our goal today, is help them to understand, have that in their target so that they can be successful and not have financial stress on top of all the other job stress that this job requires. So that's our hope for today.
Hello, my name is Dawson Gibbons. I'm 21 years old. I grew up playing a lot of sports, playing baseball, football, basketball, and racing motocross. I was super competitive. Everything I did, I wanted to be the best at. Right out of high school, I jumped into wildland firefighting. I really enjoyed wildland firefighting. I enjoyed seeing a lot of the things that you won't be able to see if you weren't a wildland firefighter. You got to see a lot of cool things. I came into the structure program because I wanted to spend more time with my family. Wildland firefighting, you were out all summer long and you didn't get to see a lot of family, so I wanted more time with them. Felt like I was growing apart from them. So I tested for the structure, got hired on, and here I am. Camp's going great. It's really hard at times, but got to get through it. Got to get through those challenges and improve every day, and the Cadre is here to help us through those. I have a girlfriend I've been dating for 2 years. I love her to death. She's helped me through this camp, waking her up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and you know, getting home late at night. She's super helpful, having meals cooked for me, and same with my parents. I live with my parents, so they're helping cooking meals too, and putting up with me waking them up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, they're super supportive and love them so much. So yeah, camp's coming to a near end here, and it's kind of bittersweet here. It's a lot of learning, and had a lot of fun here, made a lot of good friends, and yeah, it's gonna suck kind of leaving them behind and not being able to see them very much on the field. But it's good to get out in the field and move on with the career. I look forward to being able to go on those wildland fires because I enjoyed doing that. I enjoyed doing that a ton, so it's gonna be fun going back to the wildland part of it. Also, just seeing those recruits that we did grow up with or grow through academy with out there, that was gonna be awesome.
Hi, my name's Matt Stidham. I'm 35 years old. I've been married for 13 years to my wife Leslie. I have 3 boys. Taylor, my oldest, Maximus, my middle, and Fisher, my baby. I joined the military in 2006, joined the U.S. Navy, left for boot camp. In boot camp, we learned how to fight fire on ships, and I really enjoyed it, but when I signed to be a Master at Arms, so I was a police officer. Went to school, learned law enforcement, and I thought that's what I wanted to do. So I got out of the military, active duty in 2008, and I got hired with the Salt Lake County Sheriff's Office as a corrections officer. I started my time there, loved what I did, and at the same time I didn't like what I did. I felt there was something else that I needed to do. I deployed to Afghanistan in 2009. I came back and I started working on the street, and you know, I enjoyed my time, I enjoyed my experiences, but again, there was just something missing. Went back to active duty for a little while, came back, and what really sparked my interest is I was supervising a whole bunch of my sailors one day, and I felt like I didn't want to be in law enforcement anymore, and I started thinking, what else can I do? And when I was in college, before I joined the military, I took an EMT class, and I thought, you know, I'll retake my EMT and see how I like it. And I took it, and I loved it. It was just something that I wanted to do. One day, I was out running patrol at my naval base in Whidbey Island, Washington, and a house fire broke out, and I was the first arriving officer. And, you know, cops, we don't do anything with fire, so I just sat off to the side and watched the fire guys, and I knew right then and there that's what I wanted to do. And so I applied for different agencies, and this is my second round with Unified, and I finally got picked up. Had the great opportunity to do this job. One thing I like to do in my spare time, I like to spend time outdoors. I like to fly fish. When I was stationed in Guam, I actually started scuba diving, and I loved it. And it's something I really love doing, sitting 130 feet under the waves. It's just peaceful, and it's just you, and you know, you can see the wildlife. My wife got her cert with me, and you know, we spent some time under the water, just hanging out and enjoying life. I spend a lot of my time with my family, on my off time as well. There's been times I've left camp, gone straight to baseball games. All three of my boys play baseball, so as soon as I leave, call my wife, say I'm off camp. She's like, great, which game are you going to today? So I've done that quite a bit. It's been tough on my family. I've been waking up 5 o'clock in the morning, come straight to camp, and it's rough on them. And you know, camp's hard, but my biggest rock was my wife. You know, sometimes my alarm would go off, and I don't want to get out of bed, and I got a hand to the face, get up, you're going to work. So that's something that my wife has really helped me with a lot. One thing I look forward to when I leave Academy is getting into our Swift Water program. I'd like to do Task Force 1, working in the water rescue. Being in the Navy, I'm a water baby. I do love everything about the water. When I scuba dived in Guam, one of my things that I volunteered for is when divers got lost, I'd go help find them. And I love doing it. I love helping people, love talking to people, love figuring out people's stories. You never know who you're gonna meet on a call. You know, that homeless guy sitting on the side of the road has the most interesting story, interesting life you've ever heard. And you know, nobody knows it until you go and you talk to them, and they just chat you up, and I love that part.
What
is it, paycheck now?
$5. Well, the TV fund's $5 and the station fee's $4, I think.
Yeah, so you guys will pay $9.
$18 a month. $18 a month.
Don't be one of those guys or gals.
And you're choosing what to write. Also understand that the people who are reading this might not have any idea, you know, what this complex word means, or we have these conventions that we use, right, where we say, hi, my name is Rob Ayres. I'm a captain with Unified Fire Authority in the EMS division. We're out here with the recruits, teaching them for about a week about EMS skills in preparation for them to come out in the field here pretty soon. Stay tuned. Coming up next is a short video that we put together that highlights my life and how I became a firefighter. I came into it thinking that I would be there for a summer until I found a job with my college degree, but I just had the beginnings of a really deep bond with those people that I fought fires with. And the job itself was really exciting. You know, you remember the really fun stuff, and then the relationships that I built that year are still some of the strongest relationships I have. So my name is Rob. I'm a captain now with Unified Fire Authority. I've been working for Unified Fire Authority for about 20 years at this point. I started out as a wildland specialist for my first 4 years full-time, and then I went to paramedic school. The department put me through that. It took about a year. After being a paramedic, I took the captain's test and was promoted, and I've been a captain ever since. Originally, I'm from Philadelphia, just outside Philadelphia. That's where I grew up and went to high school. Then I went to college in Maine, a small school in Maine. And 3 days after graduation, I had a friend from college who grew up in Cottonwood Heights. And he said, hey, you should come out here, and I've got this seasonal job that you could do for a summer. And you make a bunch of money and you kind of work outside, and it sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. So I said, yeah, that sounds great. The day after my college graduation, 3 of us got into a car and we drove from Maine to Denver, Colorado. And then I took a bus, a Greyhound bus from Denver into Salt Lake. Was in red card class probably 8 hours later. I showed up the first day, and typically with wildland fire you get about 2 weeks of training. So there's a basic class, very basic. Experience is super important. We learn a lot through our experiences and talking about our experiences afterwards. Unified Fire's wildland program is one of the most notable programs in the country. We have a really good reputation nationally and provide a pretty high caliber crew to wildland resources around the nation. I made it to some places during my time on the wildland crew that are some of the most incredible places I've ever seen in my life. I've gone through Google Earth and I've bookmarked, or I've placed pins on that map and some of the places that I can remember from my time in wildland that I want to go back to. I've got some younger kids and I want to take them back to see some of those places. One of the things that I really like a lot about this job as a firefighter is that most of the people that I work with are like-minded. Just about everyone I know goes camping, and they like mountain biking or road biking, or they're runners or they're skiers. The schedule of a firefighter is also really helpful for that. We work 2 days on and then have 4 days off. So if I take 2 days of vacation, that means that I have a 10-day stretch where I can go anywhere. As a 9-to-5er, I don't think that would be possible. One of the most important parts of the job is the camaraderie and the teamwork that goes into this job. You'd think that after 48 hours with somebody in a small station that you would want to have some time away from them, but that's usually not the case. You know, on my days off, I hang out with the people that I work with as well. So after about 20 years with Unified Fire Authority, I have never once looked back and thought that that day after I graduated college, I should have put in a job application in New York City. I've been glad every single day that I made the decision to come out here, and I'm glad every single day that I made the decision to stay and to keep coming back. I feel like the people that I've met and the things that I've learned have defined me as a person. The job has defined me as a person, and it's also allowed me to live my life outside of the job as well. And it's been almost 20 years and I still get excited to go to work.
Okay, today is the end of July. This is going to be a pizza review. This is going to be Wicked Pill Pizza Review. We have Captain Ayres and Chief Torgerson, and they're going to be taking a bite, scale of 1 to 10, how good the pizza is,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And rarely do you get anything that has a 10.
Right.
This
I'm
isn't
confused. Is 1 the best or is 10 the best?
1 is the least favorable to your palate,
Okay.
right? And what kind of soda pop? Because we'll be hitting some soda after this, if you guys want. Okay, well, of course you do. So let's go ahead and take out a slice.
Oh, man,
it's only cheese. You can only do the pizza review on cheese. So, and I buy if you guys do the pizza review. Okay, 1 bite. Everybody knows the rules. 1 through 10. Technique fold, and you got to take a bite of the crust too. So go ahead and have a bite of the pizza. Okay. Scale of 1 to 10.
Give it my kind of pizza. I give it a 9.
A 9? Really?
I give it a 6.
A 6 or 9. So describe real quick what the difference is in the flavor to the palate. Why are you giving it? Well, you have seasonal allergies like yearly, so you probably can't taste it anyway.
I like the hints of basil in there. I like just a little bit of sauce. Not too saucy. That ruins a pizza. Too much sauce, so just a little perfect amount of sauce, nice amount of cheese, great thin crust.
Perfect. So I'm from Philadelphia, and I do like the basil. I agree with that, but I kind of like a little bit of a greasier pizza. That's sort of how I grew up eating it, as a little bit of a greasier, blue collar pizza.
All right, so that's the end of the Firefighter Pizza Review. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.